Good people of Ireland, North and South in the United Kingdom, and the rest of the free and civilised world. I don't know if anybody's seen it or has everybody seen it now. The terrible attack last night in Belfast, where a Sudanese immigrant tried to behead an Irishman on the streets of Belfast. One of the most shocking things I've ever seen, and it reminded very, very much of the beheading of Lee Rigby all those years ago in Woolwich, London. Last week, we had the trial and the conviction of a Sikh for murdering Henry Novak, using his ceremonial knife that he, as a Sikh, is allowed to carry. And then last night, we see this barbaric, horrifying, sickening attack on an Irishman in the streets of Belfast. Now, the area in Belfast is a Roman Catholic area. It's the New Lodge. It's a highly Catholic Republican area. I am an Ulster Protestant loyalist. And I'm going to tell you this. My friends, North and South, Orange and Green, the days of the old rivalries are over. And if you cannot get that into your head, you may pack up and go to England and live in a country that's about to fall to the invaders. This is Belfast, not Bromley. We do not tolerate these type of attacks on our people, Catholic or Protestant. I forgot to tell you, last night, many men, Protestant men from the Shankill Road area, went over the peace line to stand with the good people of the New Lodge. Catholics and Protestants, Orange and Green, must unite if we have to see this threat off. Look outside your door. If you live in Ireland, North or South, just look outside your door. Go down to the main street and you'll see it. We're changing. The demographics are changing. Look at that. The globalists, the socialists, the Sinn Féiners of this world, the Alliance Party of this world are flooding North and South with Africans. And in the North, undocumented people are flooding into this country. Who are these men? Who are these men? From Somalia, from Sudan. They're coming from war-torn hellholes with no documentation, no papers, no background checks. They're coming into our communities and we're seeing murder after murder. People being raped, people being seriously assaulted, knifed, all the time, daily, not weekly, daily. And it's got to stop. So my appeal is this. I'm a chaplain in the Knights Templar Order. This is our flag here. It's my British flag here. But I'll be happy to stand with any Roman Catholic person, North, South, East or West, in solidarity against these attacks in our community. We're built different here. We're built different in this country. Both communities here have fought, bled and died for hundreds and hundreds of years over this land. We love this land. We have bled for it. We have died for it. What are we doing? Sitting here, watching people come to our country to murder our people. Now, I'm not promoting violence in any way, shape, or form, but what I am doing is telling the authorities, do your job. The MP for that area of North Belfast is John Finucane, son of the murdered lawyer Pat Finucane, IRA lawyer. John Finucane is also on record of representing these immigrants, saying we must help these immigrants. We must relocate these immigrants in that area. Well, Mr. John Finucane, MP, what about now, Mr. Finucane? Where are you now? When one of your own constituencies, maybe a man that voted for you, is on the street with an African on top of him trying to saw his head off. Where are you, Finucane? Where are you? Where is the Sinn Féin leadership? Where are you guys? Where are you? Yous are sitting in the refugee centres worried about racism because this attack might increase racism in the area. I wonder why. That's where Finucane and the rest of the Sinn Féin rats and the Alliance rats are right now as we speak. They're not in the New Lodge trying to help and give comfort to the people who witnessed such a brutal and vicious attack. No. They're more worried about people reacting in a bad way, with hurty words, with tweets and things like that against the immigrants. Well, I can tell you this. It's a disgrace that this country has came to this, where men, decent men and women, are almost frightened to go on the streets, because of these people. Because in Northern Ireland, it takes a lot to frighten us. It takes a hell of a lot to frighten us. And it's going to take a lot more than Somalis or Algerians or Sudanese or Pakistanis or Bangladeshis to frighten us off our streets. We won't be leaving our streets. We won't be deserting our streets. Make no mistake of that. And I would say in these days now, I would ask people on both sides of the community, Roman Catholics, Protestants, Loyalists, Republicans, put your differences aside for a moment and come together to defend our people. Patrol our own streets. If the police won't protect us, we'll protect ourselves. That's different from attacking anybody. I say we attack nobody, but we protect what we love, our own people. And if that means we've got to do street patrols, we'll do street patrols. I can tell you right now, the Knights Templar will only be too glad to help anybody who wants to put together a street patrol to make sure that our men, boys, women, and girls can go about the place safely without being molested, without being raped, and without being murdered. It needs to be done, lads. Come on. Listen, I know the old wounds run deep in this country. I know all about it. I come from a very staunch, loyalist, honest background. I know all about it. I need to tell me about it. But let's deal with all this stuff first. And when we eventually get it all sorted, we can get back to fighting each other in peace. How does that sound? But I'll warn you this. Take note. The NIO, the Shinners, and maybe even some of the unionist politicians will do everything they can to resurrect the old ghost of sectarianism. Because that's how they survive. We have the most useless, stupid, lazy, greedy, overpaid balloons in our stormont you can ever imagine. But why are they there? They're there because all they have to do every 4 years is do the old coat trailing, the sabre rattling. It's usins and themins. You need to vote for me or themins. And that's what they've been doing for years in this country. You know that. They use the Catholics and the Protestants like mugs. They play us off one against the other. The old trick. Don't fall for it. Because over the next few days and weeks, I can guarantee you, MI5, the NIO, and other forces, dark forces that work behind the scenes will do everything they can to separate Catholics and Protestants. Don't let that happen, my friends. If you really, really love your country, if you love this island of Ireland, north or south, orange or green, do not be separated. This is a time where we can come together to defend what is ours, this wee place that we call Northern Ireland, Ulster, whatever you want to call it. It's ours. Our kids must be able to grow up in safety without the risk of being beheaded in their own streets by some African. That's all I've got to say to you all today. Come together, stay together. Do not let anybody separate us. The old ghost of sectarianism must not be allowed to be fostered at this time. We must stand together or we're going to lose everything. Do you understand? We'll lose everything if we keep fighting ourselves. Come together, my friends. Nobody can defeat the orange and green if it's united. Nobody. There's not a force in this world that can defeat the Protestants and the Catholics of this island when they act together. And that's a fact, and that's what they fear. Everybody fears that. The globalists fear it. The British government fear it. The Irish government fears us. So stand tall, stand together. Stand for Jesus Christ, one faith. A true faith found only in Christ. I don't care whether you're Catholic or Protestant. And I'll tell you something else. These guys from Sudan, they don't care if you're Catholic and Protestant. They couldn't care less. So stand fast, stand together, and let's protect our country, our people, our homes. May God bless each and every one of you. Dus Volt.